The Apple Watch will celebrate its 10th anniversary in 2024, and, like the iPhone X, the Series 10 is expected to be the most significant change yet. Three major improvements have been made: a new design, a new band mechanism, and new health features. I'd like to begin with the new design. So, for the Apple Watch X or Series 10 to be truly revolutionary, I believe it must have one of the two following designs: a circular design or a flat frame design. Of course, both would represent significant changes from the current design language. This is especially true when it comes to the circular model. Personally, while I would love to see a round Apple Watch because I enjoy the look of circular wearables, I don't see Apple doing so because the entire OS was developed from the ground up with rectangular displays. If Apple creates a circular Apple Watch, they will not only have to redesign the entire operating system, but app developers will have to create entirely new versions of their apps, which I doubt they will be happy to do, especially given how many developers have been removing their apps from watches. So, circular design is probably not going to happen. Now, when it comes to that flat frame design, I believe it is far more likely, considering Apple already employs it on iPhones and iPads. A flat frame would also give Apple more interior area. Now, I believe Apple could give us a MacBook Air-like body design, which, while not as flat as an iPhone, would nonetheless save up room inside while also being more pleasant on the wrist. Of course, such a design would also bring the Series 10 in line with the Ultra's design. Mark's report mentions a new band mounting mechanism as the second major modification. Apple has used the same approach since 2014, when the Apple Watch was first debuted. Even with the Apple Watch Ultra, the reason is straightforward. Anyone switching to a newer Apple Watch model may simply reuse their old bands. However, Apple is modifying the mechanism for the first time, according to Mark G. Mann, to make the Apple Watch slimmer and free up more space inside, as the existing implementation does take up a significant amount of space. So I believe that having such a system on your wrist, which you will move around and knock into things, would be pretty unsafe. That's why I believe Apple should utilize a clasp to keep the magnet secure, similar to how this dog collar works, where it's easy to attach because of the usage of magnets, but also incredibly secure thanks to the clasp. I believe Apple will sell some sort of adapter for the previous bands so that you may continue to use them, even if they may appear odd by potentially leaving a gap when attached to the Apple Watch X. Master G-Man also believes that this new magnetic mounting method may not be ready for the Series 10 redesign, which seems odd given that this is one of the techniques Apple has been considering when it comes to conserving space inside. At the end of the day, I hope they don't modify the system since I want to keep using my current bands. However, we will have to wait and see. Plus, if they redesign the Series 10 and change the mechanism, will they also redesign the Apple Watch Ultra and change the mechanism there? Perhaps, but that may irritate customers who have already purchased bands for their Ultra 1 or Ultra 2. So I'm quite interested to see what Apple does here. A few new health elements are supposed to be the third big change. Mark reports that Apple will finally include blood pressure monitoring in the Series 10, which we've been hearing about for a few years. That's great. However, I'd like to clarify 2 points. For starters, the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3 had this feature back in 2020. Thus, this will be nothing new. And number 2, Mark claims that this first-generation blood pressure sensor would just give you the trend rather than the actual value. The reason for this appears to be Apple's desire to avoid a potential misdiagnosis, which is essentially what happened with the Series 8's temperature sensor. Unlike the CG meter in the Series 4, the temperature sensor in the Series 8 is not FDA authorized, so it can only provide a trend rather than an actual reading. Now, if you have a Galaxy Watch 3 or newer with a blood pressure meter, you must first calibrate it with a medical-grade blood pressure meter. It's unclear whether the Apple Watch will allow you to do this or not, but based on what we know so far, it appears like it will merely tell you the trend and nothing more. As a result, I'm not sure how beneficial this will be for most people. A future version of this blood pressure meter will reportedly be able to tell us exact figures, as well as detect certain ailments. But this does not appear to be occurring anytime soon. Apple has also been working on glucose monitoring for many years. And if Apple does implement glucose monitoring, it will function similarly to the blood pressure sensor, in that it will simply display the trend rather than the actual value. But this won't happen for at least a few years. Now, your feedback is crucial to us. That is why we listened to all of your comments and added 8K downloads to wallpaper version 1.1. So you can now download all of your favorite wallpapers in full 8K resolution and airdrop them to your iPad, Mac, and other devices. There is no other wallpaper program that provides the same level of quality as we do. Our brilliant designers designed all of our wallpapers, and when you open them, you'll be shocked at the degree of quality and resolution that they all have. We have a total of 32 packets. That's 320 wallpapers, with 2 new packs released every week. Wallpapers are now available on the App Store and the Google Play Store. Now, let's get back to the video. And one more thing I'd like to highlight is that MQ does not believe any of this. He feels that the upcoming Apple Watch will have only minimal changes. Of course, he didn't mention the Apple Watch X here, unlike Mark. As a result, the X might be a separate higher-end model, similar to how the iPhone X was when it was first released and priced comparable to the Apple Watch Ultra. I'm still using an Apple Watch Series 7, as I don't see the need to upgrade to the 8 or 9. So, I'm hoping that the Series 10 will be a significant upgrade, as that's when I'll be considering updating my Apple Watch. But, yes, I'm excited to see what Apple does with the Apple Watch Series X, and I'm also excited to hear your opinions on the new Apple Watch 10. Please subscribe to receive additional updates as they become available. That's it for now. For more information, please subscribe to our channel Technology in the Future. Till the next video. And until then, take care of yourself and have a good day.